DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, hope you're well. It is Monday. It is rather cool here today. It's 21 degrees Celsius, and we've had some pretty bad storms today. We actually had a small tornado not very far from here, and a crane fell down and killed somebody. But I'm not here to talk about the weather. It is Monday, and I'll be doing a couple tags. So I'll be starting. Oh, somebody's working over there, so we'll have a bit of noise. We're going to be starting with Jasmine's tag, and then later on I'll be doing Dave Nicholson's tag. So Jasmine's tags, hi Jasmine, are usually 5 questions, and that's what it is. So let's start. Okay, question 1. What would you do if you found a dead body in a hotel room after you booked in? Wow. Well, I guess the first thing I'd do would be quickly call the reception. I guess I would check if the person was really dead, and call the reception and, hopefully get another room. Yeah, I've had a couple of situations like that, though. I found a dead body when I was jogging. That's happened. And then I went and called the police. Yeah. So that's happened. And once I did go into a room, wasn't a dead body, but I was in Riga, so in the Baltic states. I was in Riga, and I went into a room in what was supposed to be my room, and there was a big fat Russian lady who was changing clothes. I was almost a dead body, but no, I've had a few situations, but no, I've never actually found a dead body in my hotel room. Oh, but that would be what I'd do. Okay. Question 2. What do you do after you fart? That's the thing about these tags, and there's sometimes some really strange questions mixed in. Not much, I suppose. If I'm outside, I'll do nothing. And if I'm inside, I try to keep it on my own. Not much more to say about that. Question 3. What sports do you think are boring? What sports do you think are boring? I saw the way Jasmine answered. It was more like she was mentioning which sports do you find watching or things like that. Let me see. I don't really like sports all that much. What sport would I find boring? Well, if you're watching it, I was going to say golf isn't all that interesting to watch. When I was in England, I played cricket a few times, and cricket can be kind of interesting, but depending on where you are and what's going on, there's not much happening. I found that a bit boring. I know I'm a bit short for this, but if you're even football, if you're watching it and not much is happening, if it's a really good match, yeah, it's not boring. But sometimes it's just pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. When it's a bunch of lousy teams, it can be pretty boring, actually. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I guess that what other sport could be boring? The Olympic sports there where they just skate around, the speed skating ones, where they just kind of skate around and around and around and around and around. That's pretty boring. Yeah, that's probably one of the most boring sports I can think of. Okay, anyway, that's it for now, I guess, on that question. Let me see, question 4. When was the last time you sneezed? I think it was yesterday when I went and looked up for something and it was a bit dusty or what, and it was I was looking for something in the garage, and I guess that was the last time. Otherwise, sometimes when it's There's like the seasonal pollen and allergies, but the last time I sneezed would probably be yesterday. Not cough, sneeze, it said. Okay. Question 5. Have you ever done a family tree? And if so, how far did you go? Yes, I did actually. I'm on the MyHeritage site, and I've done two things, and I'll kind of put them together. I've done the DNA analysis after I had done the family tree. Now, you have to see that I come from a bilingual family in Canada, meaning French-speaking, English-speaking. But many of the French-speaking people there, actually, when they do their DNA analysis, they don't like it because, they're very nationalistic, whatever. And they end up finding that a lot of their DNA is English, and they hate that. Now, one of the reasons for that, actually, for a lot of people in Quebec, is that they came from the French coast, the French part, came from the coast. Why I'm saying that is a lot of the people there from the coast actually came in from Ireland and England. Now, I did do my family tree, and the way it works out, it goes all the way back to the early years, in the thousands or 900 or something like that. Now, part of the family tree on the French side, actually, it did go into France, but then moved up into Ireland, which Scotland, Ireland, and Scandinavia. But a large part of the family was in Scandinavia. So when I do like my DNA, I am mostly Celtic and English with a bit of Scandinavian, and basically no French. And funny thing is that my wife, who is supposedly from a completely French family, it's about the same. More English, actually, but anyway. If I do the family tree from my mother's side, so from the English side of the family, it goes very quickly into Massachusetts and then up to England and some of in Ireland. So that's where it is. And in the English side, it goes in the 900s. So around both of them around that same period. In my family tree, you will find certain groups in the Revolutionary War in America, and one of the most interesting ones actually is one of the Salem witches, which her name right now I'm forgetting, but who was hung. We often say that they were burned at the stake. Actually, most of them were hung. So yeah, one of my ancestors is one of the, I actually made a video at one point where I talked about that. So my great, I don't know, 5 or 6 grades, maybe a few more, I can't remember now exactly, I'd have to go and look, was one of the Salem witches. Yeah. So, yeah, and over in England, it'd be Reed family, written in many ways, the McAllisters, and that was in Ireland and in Scotland as well. And most of the ones in Ireland actually came down from the north. So yeah, I have a pretty extensive family tree in that respect. And the family name, our French family name, and I found that by doing the family tree, was it's a French variant of king, but comes from not from like people often made ideas that it came from servants of the king or something like that, but actually it came from, we could almost say, baron gangs or whatever, Irish barons or whatever, that were king of their local district or what, and that's where the king, and when it went over towards France, the name changed, to a French variant of king. Okay, well, that would be question 5. So yeah, it was an interesting tag. Thank you very much. As always in these tags, there's some very different questions which bring different answers. Okay, Thanks a lot. Yeah, Jasmine. And, well, DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.